$299. Plus, get 25% off credit purchases or 20% off cash purchases. Get your frame today and pay us later. Only at Quartz Optical. Value you can see.
Hey, we're busting the big tunes. 101 number one. This is Turn Up Radio.
Somewhere no other than we.
Good morning to you. Happy Tuesday. Oh yes, it is Lady Kiki here. You know already I'm filling in for our girl Marina. So I've been doing She Speaks for the last 2 weeks. Yes, this is our third week. And before I go further into anything, let me say a big thank you to our sponsors, First National Bank. I would say thank you as well to Quartz. You know what it's all about. We always bring in ladies into studio just to discuss, their lives and also those who can be inspirational to others. Last time we had Rose of the Carnival Queen. Before we had Mika. She's a calypsonian and artist. We did pageantry. We did some music. This week we're talking business. I have an entrepreneur in the house, and not just any entrepreneur. This is what is taking the world by storm in terms of being viable in terms of business online. I really am happy that I reached out. Let me say good morning to Faith Lacan. Hi Faith, good morning. How are you?
Hi, good morning. I'm amazing.
Public face. We are live on our Facebook page, folks, as well as on YouTube. So folks, I'm very passionate about this myself. This we're always talking about the unemployment rates and people not finding jobs. It has always become a time where we have to be creative. It's always a time that we have to explore the viable options. And I'm happy to have Faith here today because our people have been skeptical. They have, once there have been those who are receptive, like Faith, and they're doing amazing. They are doing absolutely amazing. I think she has become an inspiration to many, including myself, watching and running with it, so to speak. She has learned, she's done the training, she continues to do the training. She has now become, basically, I see, correct me if I'm wrong, Faith, but you seem to be yourself. And yes, Daniel, her husband, she is married. Daniel, her husband, seem to have, taken over in terms of what they do here in St. Lucia. Faith, again, good morning to you.
Thank you so much.
If I just had to tell you, because I did ask you for a bio, it's the part of it is up on our Facebook page. I'm going to read that very quickly. Faith is 28-year-old professional with a vision to impact persons all over the world in the area of faith. Her name is Faith, yes. Love and freedom. She's a wife, a pet mom to a dog and a cat, and a digital entrepreneur. Y'all hear that? Digital entrepreneur. After we have our interview today, please feel free to go and do the research. In fact, reach out to her, reach out to me too. She has leveraged the internet to earn a full-time income for the past 5 years. Yeah? This is who we have this year. For me, the whole thing, you can't just call it employment. To me, it has just become revolutionary and a movement. Tell me, how has it been going for you 5 years. It doesn't come with no ups, no downs, but everything that you want in life has that.
Definitely. So I actually got introduced to making money online by my dad. He was the one who introduced it to me. At first, it was an introduction to
Wait,
how.
did you say your dad?
Yeah, my dad.
Oh, I thought it was a D.
No.
Oh, I got that. now. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry.
So when I just found out about making money online, it was my dad.
Okay.
Specifically, he introduced me to the financial markets. I always knew about it because I studied econ at school, economics
Right.
business at school, and we did talk about currencies going high, going low. That's how I got introduced to it. And then when I did, and I put the first investment on my phone, I got excited because I saw money. So I was like, great, okay, great. This actually is a thing. Like you could buy and sell currencies online.
And they call it trading.
They call it trading, right?
Yes.
Now you could do that for stocks as well. You could do that for bonds as well. You could do that for cryptocurrencies as well. But I really got introduced with currency. Yeah.
Likewise.
Yeah. Right. And so it really started with me just being willing to learn. Like I wanted to learn the skill, and then I realized other people wanted to learn the skill as well. And I shared it to my friends because naturally, if you ended up clicking a button and making money from something that people have been doing for years, and you would see that it's something that would be successful, you would tell almost
viable.
everybody. Yeah,
You
would
want
tell
to
almost
share your
everybody you know.
people. Yeah, of
Exactly.
course.
So at first I did that, and that company, they actually had an affiliate program as well, and I was actually able to make my full-time salary within that company just by sharing with people what I was doing.
Right.
Now, as it relates to the affiliate marketing, that was not my strong point in the beginning.
Right.
It was just something that out of excitement I shared, and with the hope that a lot of people would actually go through the journey with me. That didn't happen, by the way.
Right. I told you all it has this thing that you have to learn.
But at that age, I was still with my parents, so I said, you know what? If I'm making my salary here, my full-time salary here, I could just quit my job. So that's like the young mentality. And my job was great. I was a bank teller at the time. But when I looked at the hours I was working versus how much it took for me to make $600, of just by sharing this information, my mind was like, okay, so if I did that to make that amount of money,
Right.
you're telling me that I just need to continue so I can make more money.
The same amount of hours
Yeah.
you were putting here,
Yeah.
if you were putting it there,
Yeah,
then obviously you don't even have to take no financial decisions. to get that out.
exactly.
Right.
So that's exactly what I did. But I jumped the gun too early. Let's just put it that way. I jumped the gun too early because now I started being faced with resistance. Like any other business, you are faced with resistance.
Yes.
People are doubting if this is something that's gonna work.
And this is why I also decided to bring you on here as well. Yeah?
Yeah.
We need to tell people, hey, this is real.
Yeah. People are saying, it's probably too expensive to learn. Now, for me, I didn't have a choice because the way I got started, my father he took my debit card information and he just processed it. So I didn't know how much it cost. I didn't know. So
All
I'm
right.
happy that I didn't have the option. Because if I had the option, I would have
You would have probably,
said no. Yeah.
resisted as well.
I would have resisted. So I'm happy that it didn't happen that way. Because, for 2 years we were trying. Let's just put it that way. We were trying. We had some successes where there were days we would make, 400 US, 500 US in our trading accounts.
Right.
Right. And there was one particular day I lost over 2,000 US dollars.
Wow.
And remember, I am not 30 years old as yet. You understand? And that was when I think everything started going downhill for me. Because when you're that young and you have that big of a loss, to try to recover from the fear of continuing to do it, it takes a lot of mental effort. It takes a lot of, belief. You have to heal from the hurt of, things failing. You have to heal from the hurt of people rejecting you, people quitting. Not necessarily quitting on you, because I see that you quit on their own goals and their own dreams, and you still holding true to that dream where, wow, when I'm really successful with either of these skills, with trading the financial market or affiliate marketing, what I would be able to accomplish. And I did my research, so I saw who were the successful people in affiliate marketing, who were the successful people in the financial market, and their success was nothing compared to anything I've ever seen before.
Right.
I mean, you do 10 years or 15 years in a job, and you're not even able to touch $1 million, right? And so I saw these same people who were successful doing 10, 15 years in their skills and being able to touch $1 million and more. So for me, I was like, okay, if you just...
And I always tell you, have look to who's doing best practices,
right.
Who's doing it.
Yeah,
who's that's what you have to do. Who's actually doing it.
Yeah. And so that's what I did. So the first few years, it wasn't as successful as I would have wanted it to be, but it had some level of successes that I became hopeful for the future. Because for me, I see life as a coin. You have heads, you have tails. The coin is not going to be a good coin if it only has one side.
Right.
You understand? So if the bad can happen, then and the good that's happening is happening, then that means the good can continue to happen. And so that's what I held on to.
I'm curious because you said your dad.
Yeah.
When you just a little bit, how did you got support then? I mean, when you got that big loss, how was the support then?
The support was...
I mean, I'm just happy that you actually have parents.
Yes, I have
and one who signed you on.
Yeah.
Because you have people like me or quite a few people that they sign on and then your other people around you like
So my father is a very big believer. He has a lot of money. So
is that why they call you Faith?
Well, for other reasons, but yes, mainly that story is a whole other story in itself.
Okay,
but let's just say he had to have faith to make me. Let's just put it that way.
Okay.
So that's why we call it. But he actually saw the loss because my account was connected to his, so he could have seen my own account. And when it happened, he saw the loss and he came over and he looked in my window and he was like, "Hey, what's up?" I said, "Where?"
Oh my!
I said, "Where?"
Daddy doesn't know already.
Exactly. But he understood what losses were, and I'm appreciative of that. And so for him, it was just a matter of just continue going. I will be there to support you. Just continue going. And that is exactly what he did. And for me, my comfort was if you could lose that much, then you could actually make that much as well. Okay. So it's a matter of just me being able to learn the psychology of trading, not just trading for money. Because a lot of people, they get involved in the financial market for the money. But really and truly, it's a very psychological. It teaches you how you feel about money. It teaches you, how disciplined you are when it comes to money. It teaches you if you're actually afraid of money. So it's a lot of... I had to go through a long process.
I'm so happy you said that. Are you afraid of money? And I tell people, I believe some way or the other, in some ways in our society, we've been socialized that way. But that's for another show. That's for another show. Yes.
Yeah. So I had to go through a period of recovery. Let's just say and while still being strong, because there are people depending on me to show them the skills. So what you find happening was I would give trade ideas to a lot of people. They would make money from my ideas, but my personal account was going because I was too afraid to do it for myself. So I always had the evidence that I could do it, but it was like
just the fact that you were giving good advice
for other people
and it was working.
Yes. So I had to take a pause. We took a pause. We took a pause from sharing with people at a point in time because I wanted to figure this out for myself. So we did take a pause, and I believe COVID happened in 2020. We got married in 2020 as well. And then I messaged my mentor and I said to him, "Sir, this is something that I really want to do. Like, I want to do trading. I want to do affiliate marketing. I simple. And then I remember November 2019, I called him, like, he's a multi-millionaire. So, I mean, I'm calling him for advice, right? And I'm like, sir, I really want to do this. This is not working. You know, Stenmotion is not the best place to build online company. Everything people usually say, you know, people are not signing up. It's too expensive.
Not realizing this is virtual.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I'm calling him, and the first thing he said to me was, you need to change your mindset. Now, I didn't take it nice, right? Because anybody that tells
Because already
you,
I tell you I'm
Exactly.
interested. What are you telling me
yeah,
that for?
and then furthermore, you're not in Saint Lucia,
Right.
so you're not facing what I'm facing,
right.
and you're already successful. So how can you tell me that I need to change my mindset? Like, I am the one making that was my thought process. I am the one making the decision to do this, like me. So how is it that my mindset is the one that is bad? And there are people who are not making the decision to do this. So that was my mentality. And any other solution would have probably pissed him off or something like that. Solution,
Yes.
that's solution, right?
Yes.
But I had to humble
I
myself.
say forget me.
Exactly. I had to humble myself, and I had to say, you know what, he has the results.
Yes.
So he knows what he's saying. And then basically,
And your name is Faith.
that's true. And so from 2019 to 2021, it was a new journey for me of personal development. Now, a lot of people say they do personal development, but I've never seen anybody do personal development like we do, right? And it was so different. We started studying Bob Proctor. He is somebody who teaches on the mind.
Yes.
And we really started to learn, you know, how exactly our mind works, you know, how exactly thinking, like actually thinking and making decisions, how do you do that, right? We started studying books like Think and Grow Rich. We started
nice.
studying books like The Magic of Believing.
Yes.
They also released their own audios talking about their journey and where they came from. And when I heard his, because his audio is, I think it's 7K to 7 figures. So somebody that was making like $7,000 a year, going on to making 7 figures a month. Now I listened to that journey. I was like, but Faith, you could relate to this. Like, he was somebody, he didn't have any money. At a point in time, I didn't. I used to cry because I didn't have money to buy a box juice. Because remember, I left my job, right?
Right.
So a box juice at the time was $2.14. And I'm getting married and I cannot afford $2.14 for myself. And you know, I used to cry because I'm like, how can a man want to marry me and I have nothing to bring to the table? But I mean, I thank God for my husband because he has really been a pillar of strength, you know, for me for the journey. And it's good to have
And
people-
joined you on the journey.
Right. Oh yeah. He joined me because he saw what I saw.
Yes.
And he was very good in the financial markets as well. He was not somebody to talk to people. That was me. Now he's somebody that's talking to
people,
everybody, right? But it speaks towards the power of personal development. And for us, we used to do a lot of repetition, and it was not so much listening to everything, but it was listening to the same things repeatedly all the time. Because for us, you have to think about it this way. When you have negativity inside of you, to get it out of you, you have to put like sometimes 3 times the amount of positivity inside.
Daily.
And every second. Because
No
every day
holidays.
negativity comes
Yeah.
every day.
Every day. There are no holidays.
Right.
Not even on the weekend.
Right. So that is what we actually really started doing. And then over time, because it didn't happen one time, and his audio did say it's not going to happen one time. And I appreciate my mentors because they don't just say all the good that can happen. They usually will tell us every bad thing that can possibly happen.
To set to
Right.
yeah, help you.
To
Okay.
prepare us for
Prepare,
what's
yeah.
going to happen. And I like that because that's mentorship on truth. You understand? A lot of the times people will just tell you the good stuff and they don't tell you the bad stuff. So when I knew the bad stuff that was going to happen, that means I knew the good stuff
Yeah.
would also happen. And I was also prepared. And so we ended up going to that junior. Right now we're happy because everything is good.
That's beautiful. We're gonna take a quick break again. We say thanks to Quartz and First National Bank. When we get back, I just want to touch a little bit on we spoke more on the financial markets, just a little on the affiliate marketing, and we will talk about things personally. I mean, taking the personal side and juggling the two. Thank you so much, guys, for keeping it locked. We'll be right back.
Get back to school with Cots Optical, with frames and lens for children and students of all ages, starting at $299. Plus, get 25% off credit purchases or 20% off cash purchases. Get your frame today and pay us later. Only at Cots Optical. Value you can see.
Thank you so much for keeping it locked right here on She Speaks. I have in studio with me Faith Lakan. She is a digital entrepreneur, and she has been sharing with us a journey so far. Yeah, I want to touch on, Faith, with you, the affiliate in marketing. People tend to use the word influencer, and there are actually different types of influencers. And doing affiliate marketing is actually a type of influencer, which is mostly gain more directly business wise, because you can be an influencer, like we know Zoe, we know Cora. They're just doing their thing, but it's not really affiliated. They do get some return, but when you do affiliate marketing now, it's actual business. It's supposed to lean into generating income. So let's talk about that.
So, well, let me just say, I think it's more network marketing rather than because affiliate marketing allows you to make commissions, but you're making commissions based upon every sale that is happening. Network marketing, however, leverages the networks of individuals. And I don't think a lot of people understand what it is, because I believe if people knew what it is, a lot of people would actually be doing it. Right? Think about it this way. Look at KFC, for example. KFC could literally have an affiliate program with everybody that eats KFC. A friend tell a friend about KFC and they go buy KFC and you get a discount, or you get a commission because your friend buys KFC. But then what about the friend that buys it because you tell them, and all the other people that friend tells them?
And then those other people that they tell, and
do you make an income off of that? You don't. So what network marketing does, it allows you to get paid on multiple levels of influence. And that gives you a lot more flexibility than affiliate marketing, because now you're not the only person promoting or advertising a specific product or service.
You have other people talking.
That's correct.
On different levels.
That's correct. So for my husband and I, we started amateurly. We really did, because it was on pure joy of sharing something that we love. But then we attended a training, and that's where it really changed our life. Because after I made my first $1,000 within this specific industry, we were qualified to go to a training where you have the multimillionaires actually teaching you now how the skill set is. And we realized, oh my gosh, this is an actual skill set. Like, you have to learn how to present the information. You have to learn how to pick somebody's interest. You have to learn how to promote a product.
You
have to learn how to
In other words, it's a science.
Service.
It's not just...
It is definitely
it's a science.
And then most importantly, you have to learn how to first develop yourself as a business person, because it is a business. The only difference between network marketing and traditional business, you need capital. So you need a lot of capital to advertise your product, to design your product, to get your product out there. You need capital for employees, you need capital to do the logistics, of your business. With network marketing, you don't need capital. Your capital is people. Because at the end of the day, the product is already designed for you. The service is already designed for you. The framework is already designed for you. The support, the law, everything is designed for you. What you're doing, if you enjoy a product or service, you share it with as many people as possible. People who you think may benefit and people who you don't think may benefit. And I say that don't think because think about it this way. If I had a bakery, right? I'm not going to just tell my family I have a bakery. I'm going to tell everybody that I have a bakery, because the amount of people who know I have a bakery will determine the amount of sales I can make in my bakery. You understand? And so you tell everybody what you have. And so my mentor always says, your list is your capital. How many people actually know what you're doing? And again, it's online, so you don't have a physical store where people just walk in and walk out. Because it's online, you have to make sure that you present the information and people know their options.
Now, the fact that it's online, would you say is necessarily a bigger advantage as opposed to if you just had a physical store? I just say, oh, it's virtual. Virtual opens it up to the world.
It's good for several reasons.
Right.
The first reason would be because it's online, you're dealing with international standards. So your product has to meet international standards. And of course, that's going to come at a higher cost than a locally produced product. It definitely will come at a higher cost, but it can guarantee better value.
Right.
So that's the first thing. The second thing, it gives you a little bit of geographical flexibility, because if one country is doing bad and you have your business in a country that's thriving, when one of the countries are doing bad, because you have your business in different other countries that are thriving, your business still stays afloat. It's not dependent on just one market.
Geographic area.
Right. So that's great. And then also there's room for expansion. Because if we have to look at the population of St. Lucia, we only have about 180,000 people.
Right.
It is definitely not a large market.
No.
Definitely not.
Recently, the world has been telling us that when Julian Alfred won, he said, a tiny nation.
Yeah, it's definitely not large. And so we have to look at two things. How can we capitalize on international markets while being in St. Lucia? And I realized that is something that could easily be done, because it's as simple as meeting somebody online, and developing a relationship with them and talking to them and seeing if your product or your service is something that they would actually want to consume.
Right.
So at first, a lot of people start out as customers of the product, which we love, because we love customers, because a business thrives on customers. Right, so we love customers, we love people who love our product. Right now I'm partnered with a company, we do both products and services. Before it was just services, but now we do both products and services. So it gave me an idea of how to treat it more as a business, rather than just treat it as you share with people. Now I can see, wow, you have products, you do samples.
I think, once you have the balance of the
two, right? You do some, but then also you would like distributors as well, because other distributors bring in more customers. You understand? And then what I like about having new distributors is that you have fresh perspectives. So right now we have about 100 distributors in our network right now. A lot of them are St. Lucians. Some live in St. Lucia, some live in the US, some live in Trinidad, some live in St. Martin, some live in Guyana. I thank God for that, because that's something that my mentor taught me how to do. He's built business all over the world. And so what I love best about having distributors is that they get to experience what it's like not only to have a business, but they get to experience what it's like to satisfy a customer. Like when a customer can say, wow, thank you for this product. Or a customer can say, wow, thank you for this service. I appreciate this service. I appreciate what this product has done for me. They get to feel not only that they're supplying something to somebody, but they get to feel the impact of what they just did. Like when somebody says to you, like, we sell hair products. So when somebody says to you, wow, this product will literally save my life, not just because they say it saved your life, but because 2 weeks ago they went to the doctor and the doctor said if you don't do anything about your health, you might have a heart attack. And then they use the product and now their health is at its optimal. And the doctor is asking you what is happening. That's not something you can undo in your mind as a business owner. That actually makes you want to go out there and share what you have a lot more. And having something tangible, especially in the markets, right? It works better because when people can see the result of what you're doing, the belief goes higher. And I believe because of our personal belief and also the belief of the persons in our group right now, because they have been seeing results, this is why we are where we are right now, and this is why we are very bold about the industry. Because the truth about it is that I really started this for equality. There are a lot of people, like you said, who don't have jobs and they don't know where to go. There are a lot of people who don't have money and they don't know where to go. And what network marketing has taught me is that you don't even need any of that to be successful. You really just need somebody that you could look to give you advice. And hopefully, if you look into somebody to give you advice, that's somebody that you want to exchange results with.
And somebody who's actually
doing it, right? And the people who we follow, they've been doing it for over 15 to 20 years,
right,
consistently. So I look at it like a government job. If people in the government are doing it for 15 to 20 years consistently and they have the results that they have, then these people who are doing it 10 to 15 years, that's like a pillar. You cannot
exactly.
So I really borrowed from their experience. I'm still borrowing to the point where the CEO is
yours.
Yeah, he's coming to St. Lucia, next month. And so what we're doing, we're exposing people to that type of thinking, because it's the thinking that really causes the thing to be successful, not just the thing itself.
Now let's just on a side, and as we wrap up, we've already reached our time, but very quickly, I mean, who is Faith? Just tell us who are you?
I'm simple. I'm a simple girl who wants big things, to be quite honest. But honestly, I'm just somebody, I believe in God a lot. And because of that, I cannot settle for the things that I see around me that are below his standards. And I believe his standards are good. I believe his standards are that of abundance. I believe his standards are things that will make you thrive. And I believe he's somebody, if he gives you a desire, right, it is something that he knows you can accomplish. And that has really been my focus. My focus has really been accomplishing what that has been given to me. Sometimes I don't understand it. I don't understand why I do a lot of the things that I do. But I know at the end of the day, it's always impacting somebody else. So, I mean, I believe that in the way that I live my life, what I want for people to learn from me is that you don't have to be under the pressure of life. Like, you don't have to be under the pressure of anxiety or emotions or depression or feeling inadequate. I live my life above that in all aspects of my life, even in my marriage, being a mom. I'm not a mom yet, but I'm practicing already. I want to show people that believing and having faith is very
enough,
possible.
and the start.
It's enough. And just that opens the door to a lot of different possibilities. And all things are possible.
Final question for you, Faith. What would you say to anybody? It doesn't matter whether it's what you're doing or whatever it is, and they're looking at this thing that they want to do, and they just feel like, and you just said, you just believe. What do you say to these people? They see this thing and they're like, oh, I myself had to battle with it a few years ago. I think I'm still the imposter syndrome. You're not good enough. You don't think you can thing. But what if that happens? They focus more on the negative and so on. What do you say to people like this? And I will say, more particularly, I would say urban people.
I would say just start. And I would say just start not because of who you think you are now, but start because of who you know you will be. Right? And that takes a level of self-talk as well. I would say stop complaining. Honestly. That's something that we have to stop doing ourselves. Stop complaining, because Your words are seeds, and everything that comes out of your mouth plants a seed into your life, into your family, into your business, into the country. No matter how true it looks like it is, just don't. Anytime a negative thing wants to leave your mouth, just stop and say the opposite. And say the opposite until you see what you say. So that's the two things that really changed my life. Starting not from a position of where I saw myself now, but from a position where I knew that I would be, right? And then stop speaking a lot of negative. Just stop. Even if it's true, because it used to be true. And my husband would tell me, don't say that, stop saying that, don't say that. I had it ringing in my head all the time. And then it's only when I stopped saying it and I started replacing it with what I actually wanted to see, that's when I saw the change happen. And these are not monetary things. These are things that everybody could do. Everybody could use their words. So I know for a fact you could be at any position in your life right now. And if you just stop saying the negative things and you start saying the positive things, give it 5 months, give it a year, and just stick to it, you will see a difference.
Wonderful. Great advice here. I'm sitting here and I'm feeling the energy coming at me. But if you be faith is the new word that they're using, demure.
Very cute.
She's very cutesy and very demure. She's I wouldn't say she's like me, very chatty, but she does speak, as you can hear, when she needs to speak.
Yeah, when I need to
And then when she has to speak, you're feeling the energy. I'm sitting down there and I'm feeling the energy coming my way. It's good. I love it. Faith, we want to wish you
Thank you so much.
further progress. I am hoping you sitting here today, as we have with all our other guests, have inspired people in some way to take that step that they need to take.
Definitely.
And yes, I want to be even more specific. People, be a little more bolder in the digital space.
True.
It is a viable option. We do understand there are negatives, but focus on the positive. Go to the right people, as she said, and you'll be well on your way.
Definitely.
Great. So again, thank you, Faith, for
Thank you.
being here. Huzzy is around. He's always there. They support each other no matter what. Thank you so much. We say thank you to Bank of St. Lucia. Thank you to First National Bank as well as Quartz. Thank you so much for supporting us. And we'll same time, same place next week, guys. In the meantime, be safe.
Thank
Faith.
you. Yeah, thank you.
You can say bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day.
Yeah.